Awesome. All right, we are going to flip it over to the manager portal now. So if you don't need to sit in through the manager side, feel free to log off. Otherwise, thank you for staying on with me. We are going to flip it over and show you guys how to use the manager portal. So every manager got a login through your email or should have received a login for your manager side. So for you guys that are managers, you are going to have two logins. You're going to have a client side and an employee side. Currently right now, the only way to access your client side is actually through a desktop. We don't have the app available for managers quite yet. It is coming very soon. But for your client side, you are going to have to log in through a desktop. What we're going to do is go to paycom.com, hover over login, and go to client. From the client side, it's going to ask for a client code. All of your client codes should be 0DK62. Again, that's in that email that was sent to you. So you're going to want to enter in your client code. Your username should just be your first initial and your last name. And then a password would have been sent to you. It's just a one-time user password. When you log in the first time, similar to your employee side, it is going to ask you to change your password and do 5 more security questions. If you're not a fan of security questions, a pro tip, you can just use the same answer for all 5 questions. And then that way you just know that your answer is going to be the correct answer for every question. It will ask you your security questions if you log on to Paycom from like a different device. So just make sure that these questions are things that you would remember, be able to answer. So we're going to go ahead and log in. Once you log in, your screen is going to look very similar to mine. Looks also very much like the employee portal. So across the top, we have the navigation bar. In the middle, we have the tiles. It all navigates the same way. So whether you like the top or the middle, it's all going to get you to the same place. For you guys, for my managers, you guys are primarily going to be using this notification center. So if you don't take away anything else from this training, make sure you know how to use the notification center. Anything actionable that requires your attention is going to be found in this box. So if we open up time off request, it's going to pull us to a time off request dashboard. From here, you have the ability to approve or deny any of those requests. You're also able to batch approve or batch deny by selecting everybody, selecting actions, and doing batch approve or batch deny. Additionally, if you guys are doing time off requests for your employees, in the email that you receive notifying you that there is a time off request, you're actually able to approve or deny that request from your email. So you don't even have to log into Paycom, which is kind of a nice perk. If we hit the Paycom logo, we'll go back to the home screen. And then looking at this notification center, it's the same idea with the punch changes. So you can either approve or deny one by one, or you can batch them together and batch approve or batch deny any of those requests. Lastly, with expenses, the only difference in the dashboard with the expenses is there's a drop down. So you'll be able to use the drop down, and then also you're able to see all the details of the expense. You can view the receipt that they upload for you. And then if they use mileage tracker, you'd be able to see the route that they took. So this notification center, like I said, this is home base for you. Make sure you know how to use this well. Anything that needs your attention is going to be in that notification center for all of your direct reports. By tomorrow, all of your employees, your direct reports, will be in this Make Employee Changes tab. So you should be able to open this up and see all of your direct reports. If you don't see them in there by tomorrow, just let your HR team know. We'll be able to get you access to whoever you're missing. From here, if you were to select an employee, it's going to pull up all what we call employee forms. It's basically the file cabinet of all the information housed within Paycom. So anything you need on any given employee, you can go ahead and pull or just look at and view. Now, where all my managers are going to be spending most of their time is under time management, approving time cards. So what we're going to want to do is, and even just we'll go back to the home screen, we're going to go to time management and look at Timecard Search. What this does is it pulls up all the time cards for all your employees. What we want to do is select display totals and approvals. We're going to view it by pay period and then hit refresh. What this is going to do is give you a macro view of all of your direct reports time cards for that given pay period. So once this loads, we're going to be able to see total hours, overtime hours, any missing punches, the percent that the employee approved it, and the percent that a supervisor approved it. From this page, you're actually able to batch select everybody and approve the whole group's time cards. Also from this page, if you have employees who are still missing punches, you can sort it by that missing punch column. You can bring them all up to the top. And if the employee hasn't fixed that punch yet, you can simply just select that employee, go to the Actions tab, and send an email notification. Basically, that email notification, it's not an invasive email. It simply just says, hi, please log into Paycom. Your time card has some errors that require your attention. Simple as that. Then they'll be able to go in there, see if they have a missing punch or what's wrong with their time card. And then they'll be able to make those edits and send them to you. If we're not comfortable batch approving everyone's time card, you can also view them individually by just simply clicking on the time card themselves. It's going to show you a snapshot of their web timesheet. And then at the bottom, you're going to have your approval options. Once you approve a time card, it is going to turn that time card blue. So that's how we know that you have come in here to approve any given day. You're not able to approve anything that's pending. So if any day has a pending punch, you'll need to make sure that you approve it or deny it before you're able to approve it. The whole time card, I mean. If ever you prematurely approve a time card, you need to go back and make edits to that time card. You can go to the approvals section, and similar to how the employee can do it, you would just select all the days, go to Actions, and revoke the approval. It'll turn it back white for you, and then you're ready to go. Should you need to, you can also add comments to a date or a date range, which is just a nice feature to be able to use to communicate with your employees. Also within Paycom, there is a toggle button. So for those of you that were worried about having to keep 2 logins, don't be too worried about it because you will have this Ess Login Button. Once you click on it, it'll ask you just one time to do your security questions and then send you over to your employee side. And then you're able to edit anything from your employee side. If you want to get back to your client side, you just simply click on the little human up here and then click on client side login. It'll take me right back. Now that I've entered my security questions, I'm able to toggle at will. It'll no longer ask you security questions, and then you're able to toggle back again with ease. Also, some really good tools in Paycom. We have this help menu here. Within the help menu, we have help user manuals. What's great about our manuals is we have what's called Show Me How guides. So in any given product, if you want to, let's just say, learn more about time and attendance, you can look at all the different manuals we have that relate back to time and attendance, but you can also pull these Show Me How guides. What's great about these are great for employees and managers. It's just a one-page sheet that essentially will show you how to do something in the system. So it just has sentence, picture, and then some helpful tips at the bottom. So these are employee facing. Yeah, we got a question here. Yeah. So it's a great tool to use. You can download this and push it out to an employee, send it in an email, and notify them so that they can go in and use the different features of Paycom. If these user manuals don't do it for you and you're more of a visual learner, you're also going to have access to Paycom Learning. So under Talent Management, you can go to Paycom Learning, and then we have what's called My Learning. You're going to go to Paycom University, and then just click on the available courses. There are a ton of courses within Paycom. And there's two different types of courses. There's a path and a course. The only difference between the two is a course is meant to be a little bit shorter and more digestible. A path is if you're really trying to dig deep on any given product. Another great piece about Paycom is that everything in the system, and I do mean just about everything, is hotkeyed. So if you're just looking for trainings on time management or time and attendance, you can just type in time, and you'll see a bunch of courses that show up that you'd be able to look at. These courses are used to train Paycom employees. So what they do at Paycom is they put these trainings in a checklist, and then they send them off to us to have us review them. So we're able to put any of these university courses in a checklist, and you can send them to employees or managers to have them just understand how to use the different areas of the system better. The last piece I will show you today is under Talent Management. We have our Personnel Action Forms, or what you guys call paths. So we can open up a path and create a transaction. All you're doing here is simply just clicking on the employee and then entering in the information. So we're going to just select a change form. Maybe this employee is getting promoted. You'd select a workflow, choose your effective date, and then just enter in any of the information that is required for that promotion. All of the paths are editable by your HR team. So the only information you'll need to add is what your HR team deems as required. Once you submit it, it goes to your HR and accounting team, where they're going to be able to final approve it. And what's nice about these paths is they communicate to payroll. So whatever you update here will automatically get updated in payroll when that effective date hits. Also within time management, it works the exact same way, but we have performance discussion forums. So again, you can begin a performance discussion, select the employee, and then enter in the information here. So if it was like a discipline conversation for attendance, this first one was just a verbal warning, and then you can add in whatever notes about what took place during that conversation. Once you're done with this and you final approve it, it can be sent to the employee so that they can keep records of it as well. And that pretty much does it for the client side. Again, where you're going to be spending most of your time is within time management, Timecard Search. And if you're keeping up on your notification center, when it comes to the end of the pay period, you're going to be pretty confident in just being able to batch approve all of your time cards so that we know that they're ready for payroll. So thank you so much for hopping on. I really do appreciate your time. I know it's a little bit late, but definitely make sure to go in and play with the system. Don't be afraid to click around. The system itself is very fluid and adjustable. So any feedback that you guys have, definitely filter that through your HR team. We're able to customize this whole system, the whole platform at any moment. So make sure you get in there, play with it. Go look to make sure that your employees are in the system. And then other than that, I hope you really enjoy Paycom. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'll stick around for a couple more minutes for any questions. But you guys are free to go. There is a way to print what was discussed for the employee. There's also a way to just send it to the employee within Paycom. So the employee can also get a record of what was discussed just on their app, which is another easy way to do it. Trying to go paper free. And what I can do is also, I'll undo you guys. Yeah. Can you hear me? I can, yeah.
Okay. So I'm a new supervisor at South Coast. And so I'm just getting used to this format and things. I don't even know what exact roles I have with my supervisors. I'm even going to be looking at their time cards or not. So, but I stayed just in case. But I like that everything's linked together. It seems pretty fluid, like you said. That way it's easier to keep track of everything. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and that's definitely the goal. Everything under one roof, and it does all connect back to each other. So it definitely works well that way.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then if we have questions, are we able to call on you, or do we just talk with HR, or who do we?
Yeah, I'll ask you to just filter your questions through your HR team. I'm working very closely with Myra and Alyssa. So specifically, if you have questions for them or myself, you can filter them through HR and they'll get back to me. Also, if it's a more specific question, I can give you my email and you'll be able to contact me through there as well. Here, I'll put it in the chat, and then that way you guys can all do this to everyone. So yeah, if it's like a more specific question, feel free to just shoot it to my email, and I'll be able to help you out. If it's something specific to just like how you guys are going to use Paycom moving forward, then just filter them up through Alyssa or Myra, and we'll be able to talk about it together.
Great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the questions too. I think it helps. It's always hard over Zoom to make sure everyone asks what they need to ask. So appreciate you volunteering that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good one.
Bye-bye now.